Why employee retention matters. A 2018 survey conducted by the Society for Human Resource Management and Globoforce identified employee retention as the top issue facing human resource managers, with 47% of managers surveyed reporting it as their #1 priority. There are several reasons that employee retention has been identified as a top concern. One reason is that turnover is expensive. It is estimated that voluntary employee turnover costs U.S. businesses over $600 million per year. The cost to replace employees has been estimated to be between 50 and 200% of the employee's annual salary. Employee turnover also impacts organizational performance by impacting productivity, customer service, and progress toward organizational goals. Employees who remain with an organization that has high turnover rates may also experience lowered motivation and satisfaction. The current issue for this organization is that turnover has been 10% above the industry norm. Exit interviews have revealed that employees are leaving the organization for the following reasons: lack of room for growth, harsh treatment by management, no raises in over 5 years, lack of communication, and lack of socializing among employees. This high rate of turnover can have large financial implications for the organization. Using conservative estimates of 50% of the annual salary for replacement costs, it will cost the organization $259,500 to replace 10% of the doctors and $402,000 to replace 10% of the nurses. The total potential cost to replace 10% of employees across all departments, calculated using the estimate that replacing an employee will cost 50% of their annual salary, will cost the organization $908,000 over the next year. Implementing the following plan, which has a budget of $120,000, has the potential to save the organization a minimum of $788,000. The goal of this plan is to increase employee retention by 10%, bringing the turnover rate in alignment with the industry average. The strategy that will be used to achieve this goal includes determining what benefits are important to current employees, increase training and development, improve the organizational culture, and increase employee recognition. Multiple sources will be used in order to determine what benefits are important to current employees. Current employees will be asked to complete a survey regarding what benefits are most important to them using Google Forms. Employees will also be asked to provide feedback during their annual evaluation, and monthly sharing circles will be held, which will give employees a safe space to share any concerns. The sharing circles will also provide employees the chance to communicate with each other and have their opinions be heard. This will address the concerns of lack of communication and harsh treatment from management that were identified in the exit interviews. Findings from these sources will be incorporated into the retention plan. The first step in increasing training and development for employees is to create employee development plans. Employee development plans will allow employees to have a clear picture of how they can grow within the organization. Career development opportunities are considered valuable by modern employees. A study conducted by LinkedIn identified that 93% of employees surveyed would remain with their current employer longer if that employer invested in their careers. The organization will also develop in-house training to provide professional development opportunities to employees. This will benefit employees by increasing their skills and will benefit the organization by creating more skilled employees and motivating employees to stay with the organization. In addition to the in-house training offerings, the organization will provide employees with paid time off to attend continuing education. This benefit will not cost the organization any money and will demonstrate to employees that the organization values their development. Finally, a mentorship program will be implemented for new hires and current employees. This mentorship program will help employees to network within the organization, develop new skills, and progress in their careers. Improving the organizational culture will lead to more satisfied employees and motivate employees to remain with the organization. The first step in improving the organizational culture will be to revise the mission and vision statements. The mission and vision statements will be a framework for the organizational culture and will demonstrate the types of behaviors and attitudes that are desired in employees, ultimately guiding employee behavior. Once the mission and vision statements have been revised, they will be linked to the Employee Recognition Program. Research conducted by the Society for Human Resource Management found that employee recognition programs are most effective when they are linked to the organization's mission and vision. Workplace by Facebook will be used to communicate the mission, vision, and values of the organization. This will help with making sure that employees understand what the desired organizational culture is. Improving the organizational culture and making sure that employees have a clear understanding of the organizational culture will address concerns of harsh treatment by management and lack of communication. Finally, the in-house training program will provide training on communication in order to promote communication among employees. Research conducted by Forbes found that companies who are identified to have a rich recognition culture have been able to lower voluntary turnover by 31%. Peer recognition has been found to be more effective than recognition by management or the HR department because peers work with each other on a daily basis and have a good understanding of the work everyone is doing, making the recognition more meaningful. The Workplace by Facebook platform will be used to provide a social media element to the Employee Recognition Program. This is a cost-effective way for employees to receive public recognition for desired efforts and for other employees to see what types of behaviors are receiving recognition. The organization will also begin an annual company picnic. This event will provide time for employees to socialize together in a non-work setting and demonstrate that the organization values its employees. The total budget for this employee retention plan is $120,000. The majority of this budget will be spent on the Employee Recognition Program, with $75,000 budgeted for this program in the first year. According to recommendations made by the Society for Human Resource Management, the most effective employee recognition programs allot at least 1% of the annual payroll budget for the program. This recommendation contributed to the decision to spend more than half of the budget for this plan on the Employee Recognition Program. $26,000 will be budgeted for the development of in-house trainings, $10,000 for the annual employee picnic, and $9,000 for all employees to have access to Workplace by Facebook. Spending the money on these employee benefits will increase employee retention. The components of the plan that will not cost the organization any money, including paid time off for continuing education, employee surveys, and the creation of employee development plans, will also be valuable in increasing employee retention. With the high cost of turnover for employees and the current competitive labor market, organizations must offer a comprehensive benefits package in order to recruit and retain talented workers.